Hey, just going to, just going to do a live stream. It's going to be a little bit shorter than I thought I was going to make this short, but I'm going to wait till some people come in. Sorry it took so long though, but I was doing some other stuff, so I had to take care of that before I continued. Anyone that's coming in, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share this or stream, and make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Keep hitting those likes buttons. That helps with the stream. So, hey, Intelligence Cycle, what's up? Yeah, a little late. So yeah. I was actually trying to do this stream like around 7:30. I meant to actually do it this past weekend, but I ended up something happened, so I ended up having to postpone it to tonight. One day I might try to do a live stream where I'll start inviting people. If this ain't the one, if this is not the one where I invite people, then hopefully the next live stream will be the one I start inviting people in. I do want to tell you that for those who would want to be invited in, I do use StreamYards as for my live stream. So it's a lot easier if y'all have a StreamYard account to easily get invited. I am going to look into using Zoom also to try to do my live streams, because I know there's some other people I follow on YouTube that use Zoom and not StreamYard. So I'll try to get me I think I have a Zoom account. I just gotta learn how to do live streams using Zoom. I just know how to do. Did you hear what Terry script on this whole black? Oh, I didn't hear it. I think I just watched the video from Town Business about why he's upset with Terry Crews, and I think I didn't know the real reason. I only started just looking at the video from Town Business why he was upset with Terry Crews. But yeah, Terry Crews is just he Silly Porter, Gabrielle Union. These black celebrities are just nothing but a bunch of buck dancers. That's exactly what they are. You won't believe what Billy Porter said. Billy Porter said, and I was going to do a separate video on this, but I might as well bring it up. But Silly Porter said that what goes on with heterosexual black men or black women, the relationship between heterosexual blacks and LGBT blacks is like white supremacy. I'm like, how are you comparing us to white supremacists? Are you comparing us to white supremacists? I'm talking about how the LGBT community compares heterosexual black people to white supremacists. That's just like what that. The guy who was the article of the very smart, well, I should call them the very dumb brothers, that straight black men were the white people of the community. That's exactly how Silly Porter is acting. And notice it's coming from some of these ignorant, self-hating black LGBT people. Not all. This is not my hatred towards all black LGBT people or LGBT people. This is not what I'm saying. Is not that I hate. I do not hate LGBT. I'm not saying I do not hate LGBT. I'm not saying I hate LGBT people. It's just you get some of these ignorant moron, black self-hating black sellouts that are also part of the Alphabet Academy that will go around and say stuff stupid like that. Now, as Terry Crews need to realize there's no such thing as black supremacy in America. It is white only kind of supremacy. Only kinds of supremacies is white, Jew, and Asian supremacy, and particularly white supremacy. Why? Because black people don't have as much power in America or barely in this world. White supremacy is the one that creates all these policies that goes on in this country, in America. There is no such thing as black supremacy. If there was black supremacy, they would already found a way to destroy it because they don't want black supremacy. They don't want us to even move up. They don't want black people to have anything. That's how these white supremacists think. Terry Crews is just saying that it's because he's trying to appease his white fans, and so that he and Silly Porter and Gary Union can get movie roles. He is saying that so he can get movie roles so he doesn't piss off his white liberal friends. Especially after they butt broke him. All right, they butt broke him. They literally butt broke him when that incident happened to him at that Hollywood party. They literally butt broke him, and that's why a lot of people, even other black men, do not respect Terry Crews. But thank you for bringing that up, but that's not why I'm here. I didn't know about this until now because I had some other stuff I wanted to talk about. So as you know, there's these protests going on after what happened to George Floyd, to Breonna Taylor, to Ahmaud Arbery. What's up, Sean F? Each of them 15 minutes of fame is over. Yes, exactly. Yeah, some of these buck dancing black celebrities, their karma is coming. Some of them, their karma has already happened. Like, for example, Gabrielle Union. She wanted to think that we forgot about Breonna Taylor. We haven't forgot about Breonna Taylor. As a matter of fact, I want to talk about what more did I learn about the Breonna Taylor situation in a few minutes. But see, Gabrielle Union is desperate now because she wants to push the alphabet agenda on her son, or should I? Now that she's calling her daughter and is getting Lil Wayne, Dwayne Wade to do it. She got fired from NBC. Hey, what's up, Magic Man 73? Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. She got fired from GOT, which is America Got, which is America Got Talent. Yeah, she got fired from that, and that was karma because of how she portrayed Nate Parker and basically black men in particular, and how she is trying to moist her youngest son and Dwayne Wade even. But her first step of karma came when she got fired from Comcast, NBC, Universal, even though she rightfully so complained about racism. But at the same time, she has done a lot of things against the black community. Her karma is coming. And it's a lot of these black celebrities, their karma is coming. But anyway, now here's back to the protests. So there's been a lot of protesting going on after the death of George Floyd. As you know, that was the black man who was killed by that racist bastard. What's his name again? Something Drake Chauvin. I believe it's Devin Chauvin, Drake Chauvin. That was the cop who did the actual knee on George Floyd's neck, and George Floyd was suffocating He could not breathe, and he died within minutes. And then they try to look like he had health problems that may have contributed to that. I mean, we know that stress, bad eating habits, being attacked, getting very sick from certain viruses like coronavirus can trigger pre-existing conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and stuff like that. But that wasn't the cause of death, because luckily the family of George Floyd did an independent autopsy, and then the mainstream one, the main one, had to comply with the independent one that it was a suffocation, it was a homicide that killed George Floyd. But yeah, all four of those cops that got involved have now been charged with either second-degree murder or aiding, abetting, and conspiracy involving second-degree murder. They all just recently was just shown in court. At least one of them was. So, and then of course, recently they had the several funerals and memorial services of George Floyd. But we haven't forgot about the others, like Ahmaud Arbery, his killer, his two killers, Ahmaud Arbery's killers, the McMichaels. They also just recently showed up in court. And then you had Breonna Taylor. She was murdered by three racist cops. She was murdered by three racist cops. Kenneth Walker, he did everything he could to defend her and defend their house. He did everything he could because he wanted to protect Breonna Taylor. He failed, but it wasn't his fault. He tried to save Breonna Taylor. He even shot at one of the cops because, number one, they broke in their house without a warrant and without identifying as law enforcement. But I mean, even if they were law enforcement, they did not have the right to break in the house. And Kenneth Walker had every right, no matter what, no matter who, and no matter what, and no matter who, to protect his home if people are intruding. It was either them or the cops, the racist, crooked cops. While Kenneth Walker managed to survive thanks to his tactics of fighting back, the only flaw was that he was unfortunately able to save Breonna Taylor. Shot 8 times, Breonna Taylor died because of being shot 8 times. And then they claimed that it was a house that they had wanted to do a warrant on, but it was a non-warrant. But it was the wrong house, and the suspect they were looking for was already in custody. Then I found out just recently that the person they already had in custody actually knew Breonna Taylor, and she actually left that guy in favor of Kenneth Walker years ago, or at least a couple years ago or a year ago. Now she was with Kenneth Walker now, but she actually left that guy. I would not be surprised if that guy that they already had in custody set up Breonna Taylor and Kenneth Walker, and either he set up the cops too, or that the cops played along, and they all conspiracy to make an assassination attempt on Kenneth Walker. Because I found out that one of the cops actually had a vendetta against Kenneth Walker. One of the cops who aided in the death of Breonna Taylor had a vendetta against Kenneth Walker. I'm not saying this is confirmed evidence. I'm not saying this is confirmed information. I'm not saying it's true. Not even saying it's false. But I would not be surprised if that's what happened. Notice they're not talking a lot about the Breonna Taylor case. Notice they are not talking. Ever since, especially since the bigger case has been the George Floyd, notice they have not been talking a lot about the Breonna Taylor case. And I would not be surprised. There have been stories of how informants and other criminals use the cops, or the cops use informants and other criminals to go after and target other certain people, including even activists. Remember, the cops used assassins to kill people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and I bet you even Nipsey Hussle, Eric Holder. No, not the former attorney general. I'm talking about, or secretary or whatever his job. I'm talking about the guy who killed Nipsey Hussle. Many people suspected that he was an informant, and that the cops may have actually used him to kill Nipsey Hussle, because Nipsey Hussle was not only had his own business, but along with the fact that Nipsey Hussle owned his own business, he was fighting against gentrification in his neighborhood. And the cops needed to get rid of people like Nipsey Hussle or any black-owned business owners or anything like that. So I bet you the cops and the government, the state government, who wanted gentrification in that neighborhood, do not be surprised if Eric Holder was their informant to get rid of Nipsey Hussle. I found out that there was another black business owner who was killed by police. It was so bad that they either the government, the state government, or the local government had to fire the police chief. I think I talked about that in a recent video. I think it was David Mattia or something. Yeah, David Mattia. David Mattia was another victim of police violence, and he was a business owner. He was a business owner. Oh, by the way, hey, Annette B, what's up? Sorry, I know you said a lot of times said a lot of things on the chat room, but I'm sorry if I didn't say hi or anything. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I think that's what his name is, David McT. Yeah. So you have another shooting to the point where a police chief was fired. So now all these black people are being killed by the cops. All these black people were just recently killed by either cops or by racists, or should I say race soldiers. The violence is real. So, yeah, the violence is real. And yet you still have some of these buck dancers like your Shamik Moores, that is going around saying that black people have to conduct themselves. What about the cops, Shamik Moore? I did a video on him. Shamik Moore, what about the cops? Don't they need to conduct themselves, not be racist towards black people? See, the racists use these black celebrities or these black figureheads in general to come after the black community, because they know that if a white person said what Shamik Moore said, that white person definitely is going to be grilled. Only the coon would save the white person. And that's why F Shamik Moore when he said that stupid thing. That's why some of these black celebrities, their karma is going to come eventually. That's why there are some black celebrities that are speaking the truth. People like Colin Kaepernick, LeBron James, and even John Boyega. That's why I have to give a shout out to them. John Boyega called out racism among Star Wars fans and even called out a racist during IG Live. Called out the racism in this country. Even China, as much as I hate China right now, even they calling out. China is like, man, they say we racist towards Africans, yet this is how America, they say that we cause coronavirus, yet this is how America treats Black Americans, how their cops treat Black Americans. Now, like I said, I'm not defending China. They still racist too. Especially after we haven't forgot about what happened to those innocent Africans. And shout out to some of the African people for fighting back against the Chinese. Y'all need to get them out of that continent. They're trying to colonize your continent. This is to any African who comes across this live stream, who come across this video. Get them racist Chinese out of your not out of just your countries. Get them out of the entire continent altogether. They are trying to do what the Europeans did years ago, and that's colonize your continent. But yeah, and also shout out to Colin Kaepernick. See, this is what's been happening is why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling. People like Drew Brees and Ronald McDonald Chump wanted to disrespect Colin Kaepernick because they accused him of disrespecting the flag by kneeling. No, the reason why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling was because of police brutality. The stuff that's going on, same thing that killed George Floyd, the thing that killed Breonna Taylor, the thing that killed Tamir Rice, police brutality, the type of brutality that killed Philando Castile, Eric Gardner. They tried to kill Kenneth Walker, but Kenneth Walker survived his incident. Unfortunately, Freddie Gray was not so lucky. Kenneth Walker, who unfortunately had to see his girlfriend die, was among the few that survived police brutality. Among the few. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling because he wanted to bring awareness. Now, all of a sudden, after what happened to George Floyd, the NFL is like, we want to be in solidarity with the black people, but yet y'all blackballed, y'all screwed over Kaepernick. Once again, another reason why I will not watch the NFL. And finally, some NFL players are calling out racism, calling out the NFL, and calling out police, bringing awareness about police brutality. But still, that's not enough because y'all should have been there for Kaepernick. Y'all should have rode with Kaepernick. Only a couple of y'all did ride with Kaepernick, but everyone else just sat behind. And then you have the NFL, the racist NFL. They are forcing the heads want to make pay owners to hire black coaches and black general managers and black quarterbacks. And I was like, what? It's 2020 and y'all still not hired these kind of people? I mean, this is also the fact that they still have no black team owner. They have no black team owner still. It's 2020 and no one wants black-owned businesses to survive. No one wants no black owner of a sports team. No one wants not even a black GM, especially in the NFL. And the NFL doesn't want to give credit to a lot of black quarterbacks, even though a few have actually won Super Bowl. They still don't, or at least gotten into the Super Bowl, like your Cam Newtons, but don't want to hire them. They'll hire the weakest white quarterback that's going to get the team nowhere just over the quarterback, the black quarterback that will at least get them to the playoffs. and then he see the NFL saying that they are in solidarity with George Floyd. Why did you think Colin Kaepernick was kneeling instead of working with him and working with the black community on awareness against police brutality? You just screwed him over by not hiring him, and that's why he sued your behinds and actually got a settlement out of it. That's money lost that the NFL lost, and they're about to face their karma because they might be losing more money because they may not have anyone buying tickets because they may not be able to get people in the stands, or at least not a lot of people because of the COVID-19. Finally, I mean, the NFL was already being boycotted successfully before, but we still should have had more people join us in the boycott. But now it takes a coronavirus to hurt the NFL to make people not go to the football games. It should not take a freaking virus to stop people from going to the NFL when they're treating their players wrong and when they're supporting racism towards black people. It should not take a virus to fight against a racist football organization. What they were doing before should have said, we're boycotting the NFL until they start treating black players better and start bringing awareness to racism and calling out against racism. It should not take a virus to hurt the NFL. All right. All right, let's see. I'm about to show y'all some stuff real quick, but as soon as I can find it. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to find it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. This might take some time. Something's going on. All right, hold on a second. I'm trying to find something real quick. Something's going on with my computer right now. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to try to see what's going on in the comments. All right, we got 4 people watching. All right. Oh, I think I found it, but now I'm trying. All right, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to share my screen real quick. Oh, hey, RJ Connection, what's up? All right. I'm trying to do something. Let's share my screen. All right. Here's an example of some of these racists who hate the protesters, who are you get this man right here who is a leader of Virginia. This is Virginia. This is the state I live in, Virginia. I live in the state of Virginia. And this guy right here, this Klansman, goes around driving his truck into a crowd of peaceful protesters, not rioters who are trying to destroy his car, but he's going after peaceful protesters. This guy is a Klans leader right here. This is Harry H. Roger. So I'm going to read this real quick. And he has been arrested. Virginia man who has alleged to have driven his truck into a crowd of peaceful protesters over the weekend is admitted leader of the Ku Klux Klan, said in a statement. Henrico County Commonwealth Attorney Shannon Taylor described the man identified as Harry Rogers, 36. He's 36. As a propagandist of Confederate ideology, a sensory glance at his social media account and his admission to authorities reveals that he was a leader of the white supremacist group, she said. This is this monster right here. Roger is charged with assault, battery, attempted malicious wounding, and felony vandalism in an incident Sunday night north of downtown Richmond. She said authorities are also investigating whether hate crime charges should be brought. Yes, they should. They should. These are peaceful protesters demanding justice for what happened to George Floyd. And he supports cops. He supports racist cops. And the Klan has infiltrated police. So, yes, it should be considered a hate crime. Why is it that when a white person, why a white racist attacks a black person, they want to hold and not give them a hate crime just yet. But if a black person were to attack someone from the Alphabet Academy, they want to slap that head. See, they are desperate to make black people the face of hate whenever a black person says something about the Alphabet community. And they want to slowly not always make a white person consider a hate crime when they attack a black person. It's because racist white people are tired of having their crimes labeled as hate crimes. So they are desperate trying to not always put in hate crimes on white racists. Taylor said Rogers drove down a median before reviving his engine and driving into the protester. A person who was wounded in the incident doesn't appear to have serious injury, she added. Taylor noted that she was participating in a different protest for equality and justice on the same day. Protesters acting peacefully well within their constitutional rights and of assembly should not have to fear violence, she said. We lived through this in Charlottesville in 2007. I promise that this egregious criminal act will not go unpunished. This is talk about some other stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Oh, and watch this. I want y'all to look at this article real quick. So you have this man from Montana facing charges after berating protesters. Black Lives Matter FU. So basically, this is a redneck right here who's also, this is protesters have been demanding justice for Justin Floyd, not only in large urban centers, but also in small towns like Whitefish, Montana, where according to NBC Montana reporter Marisha Georgiou, a local man is facing disorderly conduct charges after confronting nonviolent protesters in a threatening manner. A cell phone video, this is only a screenshot of that video, of the protesters where some of the demonstrators carried signs expressing their solidarity with Black Lives Matter, shows 51-year-old Jay Snowden, that's the guy up in the red shirt and the redneck hat, confronted female protesters cementing franchise and barking Black Lives Matter, F you, F you, F you, F you. F you, F you. Okay, it actually says F you. While Snowden was angrily yelling at protests, F all of you guys, the largely white crowd chanted peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Video shows a police officer arriving and politely asking Snowden to leave. In Whitefish, Montana, a young okay, let's just talk about the same thing. Hold on. By the way, this is the article talking about these are the 3 cops that were responsible for the murder of Breonna Taylor. I just wanted to point that out. But there was something else. Yeah, these are the 3 cops right here. And this one right here was the cop that had a vendetta against Kenneth Walker. I believe it's Miles Crosby Cosgrove. I think that's the one who had a vendetta against Kenneth Walker, but that's not what I wanted to show y'all real quick. All right, you probably want to know why I'm showing you this stuff.
What are you doing here? Why did you do this? You gotta go.
Do y'all see this? Take a good look at that. This is why we have no allies. Some people are using this time to just basically cause a lot of havoc. So you got this guy. Hold on. Okay, apparently my screen has not been showing. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Let's share my screen again. All right. All right. All right. So yeah, you got this where you got this guy in blackface. He is there because he's mocking. He is mocking the black protesters. He is mocking that we're fighting for justice against racism and police brutality. So you gotta watch some of these agents that come out there and cause havoc. Matter of fact, when they said that those riots were happening, a lot of them were caused by white people. And then notice that they attacked black-owned businesses. So that shows you right there, they were trying to use this protest to try to attack businesses and then pin it on the black people as part of their plan of gentrification. So yeah, you gotta watch these agents and stuff that come into our protests and to our organizations and stuff like that. They're trying to infiltrate and cause a bunch of mayhem and chaos and stuff like that. You also have to watch some of these Sambos and black sellouts and stuff like that. All right, that's not what I was looking for. Oh, like here. Now, this woman right here is Candace. So she's facing her karma right now. This woman, Candace Owens, or should I say Howens, was going around just basically bad-mouthing George Floyd. It got so bad that GoFundMe had to stop her account. I forgot what the account, I guess it was to help make her some money or help certain people make some money and stuff. And basically, they destroyed her account. They got rid of her GoFundMe campaign, and rightfully so. I'm glad that they're getting rid of Candace Owens' GoFundMe campaign, because let's go around and sit there. So we got some of our own that just want to sit there and attack black people. attack other black people. That shows you right there that some of our people are not our friends. So yeah, we gotta watch some of these these black sellouts who is trying to hurt our movement, sabotage our movement for the white supremacists and stuff like that. But that's all I have to show you. I'm just gonna stop that right there. So yeah, so my condolences go to the family of those who were slain in the recent weeks, from Breonna Taylor to George Floyd to Ahmaud Arbery, and to the people out there who are fighting the good fight. Keep fighting the good fight, because we now want justice. It's justice or no peace. No justice, no peace. We're gonna have to start taking drastic measures as necessary to keep fight for our survival. We may have to take drastic measures if we have to. Not advocating for any kind of criminal violence, but we may have to defend ourselves. We're going to have to do something in order to survive. We may have to go that far. If we're going to survive, we may have to go as far as possible to defend ourselves. All right, we cannot be doing all this praying, dancing, hugging, and forgiving when they don't deserve, when these racists don't deserve our forgiveness. But I'm going to stop this live stream from here. I'm probably going to be making some more videos for later on this weekend, next week and beyond. But that's all I have to say for now. If you haven't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that notification bell. But that's all I have to say for now. This is Jdawg. Make sure y'all like that video and share the video. And that's all I have to say. This is Jdawg. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.